Hello and welcome to Spirit Forest. You might have recently saw my last video and it might have been just a little bit different and maybe you have some questions on it. And so that's what this video is about, just kind of letting you know, answering some questions that you might have, as that was a different kind of video. I've actually been in debate and kind of nervous to post these videos, and mostly I guess this one because of the judgment, so I just want to make sure that you keep an open mind, and just know that I'm having fun, like I'm having a lot of fun. So I haven't been posting a ton of like Viking informational videos, and it's because I've been doing a ton of research. All I've been doing is research. I was trying to post a video on the Viking religion, and then I find that every source I've gone to says something different. And then it turns out that all of their clans all worship different things. So, at least in the studies that I have found, and there's just a lot of questions regarding the Vikings and their past. For those that you don't know, I do have a kind of a Viking theme sometimes to my channel, and this is one of the videos for that. So if that's something that you don't want to watch, you're more than welcome to click off of it, and then you'll watch just a regular video next week. So I was, in my efforts to try to understand the Vikings and kind of how they lived, I'm a little bit of a mix myself, but if I were just to generalize, I am half Norwegian and half Swedish, yes. And so I consider myself part of the Norse people, or you could say Viking, because Vikings is kind of fun to say, and people kind of, I know it's become like a fad saying you're a Viking, but but really, I'm really my history and my family is from that area. In fact, they're a bit north of Oslo, is where my family was from. And I've been doing some research on that too, to try to get some more of a background of myself, and trying to offer you guys a video in regards to some Viking research that I've done. But I've been finding it really hard, as sources and people seem to have different opinions, and it just really wasn't well documented. So in my studies, I have come into the runes. Sometimes I call them ruins, but they're runes. That's how you pronounce it. Yeah, I'm not very good at pronouncing things. I'm just letting you know. But I run into the runes, and I've really enjoyed it. In fact, a subscriber of mine gave me a book on it, and I mentioned it, and I think it was my first backpacking video this year. I showed the book, and I couldn't put it down, and then I got another book, and then I got another book, and then I've been following people on YouTube and in other places just to learn, because I just wanted to learn about it. And it's been a fun journey for me in these last, I don't know how many months. Feels like forever. I think it's been like 8 months I've been researching this. And not always on the runes, but the religion and stuff. So I have, and there's a plane. We're just going to talk through that, okay? DIA, Denver International Airport, decides always to fly the planes above my property. So I have really enjoyed researching it, and there's all different kinds depending on what era and stuff and what location you're in, and I decided that I was going to stick with one type of rune, and I was going to study that because that just made it easier for me to be able to study one. And the one that I'm studying is right here. Elder Fultark. Yeah, I can't pronounce anything. I can't. I am lucky I can pronounce English words. And so that's the one that I've been researching, and I've been doing some studies on. And in my past, you guys don't know this, But in my past, I used to read tarot cards. And I'm not going to get into that. Maybe someday I will, but I used to read tarot cards. And I was pretty good at it, actually. And it was fun. It was in college. It was my freshman and sophomore year that I did that. And I had a lot of fun doing it. And the runes are a little bit like that. And the way that I like them, they're a little bit like that. So I decided that I was going to try that out, kind of, just to see what that was about. And what you saw in that last video was what you call a bind rune. Bind rune. I just want to say ruin. And it means multiple things. And it means home protection. And my channel name is Spirit Forest, so it shouldn't come to any surprise to you that I want to honor the spirits of my forest, and I want to thank them because I am soon going to be tearing up my forest. And I have been doing a ton of research of how you can honor a forest, and I've gotten there's some weird stuff some people have done. I don't feel like doing that, where you take blood and bones and pound them up, and that's not what I'm looking to do. That's not who I am. And so I felt that I would honor my forest and give it flowers. And that's what I did. And then I also created that bind rune, which is also the necklace that I have. I think I have it on. I do. It's this necklace right here. I got this as a gift too from a subscriber. I hung it in my car for the longest time. And, as I was researching the runes and what they meant, I got to figure out what this was, because then I actually could read it, and that was a lot of fun, because I read it, like, there's words and feelings towards these. And it's been a really exciting journey. And I decided to use this rune this rune that was given to me and put it where the house is going to be, where my cabin is going to be built. And then I laid a bunch of flowers down, and to me that was honoring my forest and also protecting my house too. I don't know if you guys really want me to go too much into that, because it is a different way of thinking, not everybody thinks that way. I don't know. I don't want to sound too weird. I'm trying not to sound too weird, but I'm going to sound weird in this video. I just am. But it's a part of who I am, it is a part of who I am. I'm a very spiritual person, like I feel the trees that are around me here at Spirit Forest. I enjoy their company. I have cried. Okay, don't cry right now. I have cried when I've cut some down. Like I feel it. Like I feel them. And I feel that I've given some pain to this forest and I'm gonna like really tear up this land. Like, it's gonna destroy me too. But I'm promising them that I will protect them, as much as I can. I will try to keep this forest alive and healthy, and I will do whatever I can to do that. And sometimes you gotta cut some trees down in order to do that. So I wanted to show you something that I created, and it's important to me. And again, I just want you to keep an open mind. If this is something that's really too weird for you, please click off this video. I don't need the comment. But I just wanted to show you something that I've been working on in my Viking studies. Ooh, I just saw a squirrel. That's the first squirrel I've seen since I've been here a couple times, and I haven't seen a squirrel. I thought they were all left. I was ready to celebrate. Anyway, okay. I created a book. I created a book that I could use for my Viking studies, you know, so because I kept writing stuff down. I put stuff in my phone, like I'm typing in my phone, and so then I'm like, you know, I need a notebook for this. So I did some research on the notebook. It's a little black squirrel. Oh, it's coming right at me. Let me see if I can get him on film for you. Let's see, do you see him? You see him over there? Oh, little. Oh, he's running away now. Okay. It's a love-hate relationship with the squirrels. It really is. Like, I love and hate them. I think they're cute, but they destroy too much stuff. Okay, so I created this book, and I was going to put all the Viking stuff in there. I was going to put some bind ruins that I have created myself. Did you see something? Was that a squirrel behind me? Okay. If you see a mountain lion, let me know. I have my knife on me because I don't know. There's some different tracks here that I haven't seen before, and I'm thinking mountain lion. I think I'd hear it go through the snow. Okay. I created a book. It's my notebook that I can write all my Viking stuff in there. Everything from what clothes the Vikings wore to what food they ate to how they made a fire, how they traveled, you know, all this kind of stuff that I can research and I can put into a book that's for me. You know, this book is for me, and it's something that, like, I can reference. So then I went online and I was trying to find this notebook, and I was like, you know what? Just like my cabin, I kind of want this notebook to be a little bit more me, you know? And I ran into some really cool old looking type notebooks, and I thought that would be kind of fun. And then I thought, what if I created my own notebook, you know, that I could write my thoughts down and regarding the Viking stuff and whatever else I want to write down too. So I found it. I purchased a blank book, and then I designed it to be mine, and I want to show it to you. And it does look a little bit like a book of shadows. No, that's not me. That's not what the book is, but it does look a little bit like that, so don't freak out on me. It's just, I made it. I designed it the way I wanted to. I had a lot of fun doing it, and I just kind of want to share it with you. I call the book The Spirit. Here it is. And it has a lot of my favorite colors in it. This was a necklace that was given to me by a subscriber of mine. And then I added a little blue turquoise piece to it. And then I have little gems of turquoise around the side. I have some abalone down here. I don't know if it's focusing on the book or not. I can show you some more pictures. It has like the old pages, so it looks really old. I bought it from a lady, I think she's in Russia actually. I bought it online on a Etsy. I think it was Etsy is where I bought it from. This is one of my favorite parts here. This is the back of it. Very much me, you know, like that is very much me in regards to the colors and the flowers and stuff like that. And again, I have some sparkle on there because I am a girl. And again, I named the book The Spirit. And I'm gonna have, and it's not filled all the way out yet, you know. And I'm gonna have, there's the runes on there, and each rune is gonna have its own page. And I'm gonna write. So I drew this and this, and then I'll write some stuff regarding that. I have different. Here's another one that's a little bit more complete, and I'll write some stuff up here and down here as well. So it gives you an idea, kind of this fun project that I've been working on, and I've been like kind of obsessed with it, you know, and it's been a lot of fun for me. It's just another project because I can't seem to not have enough projects, I guess. I don't know, I keep giving myself some more. But I also, this is the fun part too. I'm excited about this. I know it's very odd, but if you're a Viking like me, a Norse person like me, maybe you might find this interesting as well. Maybe you might create your own. I don't know. But I'm going to show you something. These are some runes. There's 24 of them, and they all mean different things. Like this is a warrior. And they all have their own names that I can't pronounce, of course, because that's who I am. And I'm learning how to pronounce them. And like this one is a spiritual warrior. Not so much, they're not talking about picking up a sword kind of warrior, but the warrior within yourself. And there's some other ones here too. And I'm not going to get into what each one means. I think in future videos I might. But the cool part of these is that they were created by Spirit Forest wood. I created these. These were made from aspen on my property, and I made them all about the same thickness, and then I cut them, and then I sanded the sides, kind of make it look a little bit more, I don't know, a little bit more rustic. I purchased a what was that called? A fire burning. I fire burned it in. I don't remember what that tool was called, but I did purchase one of those. And I created all the runes. And then, what I did when I'm out here, if you notice there's some dirt and stuff here. What I did when I was out here is, just to finish it, was that I rubbed them in the earth of Spirit Forest. So they're just a little bit stained. They weren't this color before. They were a little bit stained with the Spirit Forest earth. I really like these. And again, I'm not going to go into too much detail of kind of how to use them, but how I see them is that you could pick one and it means something. So again, I talked about this one. This is a spiritual warrior. This is a lot of dealing with some stuff internally, some fights that you might have internally. So if you pick this one, maybe that month or that day or that week, what you're doing is that you're trying to fight whatever conflict that you might be having. And so, but I can go into more detail in other videos. I didn't want to go into detail in this video on these, but I just wanted to show you that I made these out of the Spirit Forest wood, and then I rubbed them in the Spirit Forest land to finalize them. This has been a fun project, and I'm not done yet with this whole rune project. I think it's been a lot of fun. It's been a lot of internal self-reflection, and that's kind of how I see these. Is not that I'm just trying to foretell the future or anything like that. That's not how I see myself using them. Not to say I won't, but I see it as ways in which I can focus my energy, because a lot of times the way that my mind thinks, I'm all over the place and I'm constantly thinking about so many different things, that this is something that I can focus my energy on. So for example, if I choose, let me see if I can find that, there it is, that spiritual warrior one. Let's say I pull this one, and it's going to focus my thoughts on any internal conflicts that I might have, that I might need to battle, and I can kind of think about that. You know what I mean? So it's like it just kind of focuses your energy towards one thing. Another one is like the self. I don't know. There it is, the self. This one represents the self. And there's certain things that you could do that you can focus yourself, and I need a lot of help with that because I'm all over the place. So that has been a fun exploration for me, and that's really what this is. It was part of my research of trying to research my ancestors. And this is something that I felt connected to, something that I felt that I could use, and I feel connected to them. You know, a lot of times when I'm out here in the wilderness, and this is how this whole thing started. You know, I started living out here in the wilderness, and I felt more connected to nature, and it got me thinking about my ancestors, and it got my channel to kind of change towards this Viking thing, you know, and it's just been, I have really, really enjoyed this part of my change. You know, I kind of consider it this is like a big change for me, as I kind of more, everybody's changing, you know, and this has been a lot of fun, and I feel that especially with these runes, that they will help me focus on the things that I need to focus on. And instead of just trying to solve every problem that I have, I'm going to focus on one problem. You know, we all have internal conflicts. You know, we all do. And sometimes we just kind of brush them aside. And again, I'm talking more about the spiritual warrior, you know, and we always kind of push those internal conflicts away, like I'll deal with that later, I'll deal with that later. Well, by doing something like this, and you pull that rune, you could really focus on that. And you say, this is what I need to focus on this week, this is what I need to focus on this day, you know, and I'm enjoying it. So thank you for being open-minded if you've watched all of this, and it's been a lot of fun. I just want to give you a heads up. No, my channel is not switching over to talk about runes the whole time. I just wanted to let you know that, you know, that's just part of my life, and this is a vlog, so I just wanted to share that part. And you might see a little sprinkle here and there of that, you know, some of this Viking stuff, which is what I've been doing, you know, throughout the last 2 years. I think I've been doing some videos on my Viking stuff, and I haven't done any recently, and so I wanted to share this part of my research on the Vikings and the Norse people, actually, is what I really want to call them. But I hope you have a wonderful day, and I will see you on my next video. Bye-bye.